Hi there and welcome back to my art channel. Today we're going to be doing a painting tutorial together and we're going to recreate this painting step by step in real time, and I'm going to show you exactly how to paint this sunflower painting. Specifically today we're going to be looking at how to use a reference photo and how to use that to help build your painting. If you enjoy these sorts of videos, make sure to hit that like button because it really helps me understand what it is that you guys want to watch, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future tutorials. And if you want to know more about acrylic painting, then I'm really excited to let you guys know that I'm actually launching an online painting course where I'm going to show you guys how to improve your artwork, gain confidence in painting, and have an outcome that you are really happy with to transform your creative journey. So I'm really excited to share my knowledge with you guys. I'll pop the link to the course in the description box and you can go and check out all the information and even join the wait list if that's something that you're interested in. So anyway, let's crack on with today's painting tutorial, and I really hope that you enjoy painting these sunflowers along with me. So the colours that I'm going to be using today are titanium white, cad yellow light, yellow ochre, cad orange, raw umber and sap green. And the brushes that I'm going to be using are two of my favourite brushes. They are in the Pro Art Proline Plus range in series 007 and this one's 009. So this one's like a filbert and this one is a round. The filbert is in size 12 and the round's in size 8. So they're the two brushes that I'm going to be using, but as long as they're a similar shape and size, any brush will do that you've got lying around. That's absolutely fine. You'll also need a jar of water, and I just have an old rag that I'm going to wipe my brush on. An old tea towel or kitchen roll will also be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to dampen my brush a little bit. So it's not soaking wet, but it's just got a little bit of water on there. And I'm going to take the raw umber and I'm going to start popping in the centre of each sunflower. So I'm going to do 3. So we've got a nice bouquet. I'm going to have one at the top. I'm going to pop one here. And then one about here. Okay, and then I'm going to rinse off my brush. I'm going to keep today's tutorial really simple. So if you'd like to add more detail or spend a bit longer on things, absolutely feel free to do whatever you want to do in your painting. I just want to keep today's really simple and easy so that anyone can feel like they can do this, and that's the aim of today's painting. And so we've popped in the centres of our sunflower. Next I'm going to take some of the yellow ochre. I'm just taking it on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to use my brush and use the shape of it to create the petals. So I'm going to start with the point and then press down and then pull up. And you can see that using the shape of your brush, you can really sort of create those petals. So I'm going from one end to the other, starting off at a point, pressing down and lifting up. And whilst I do that, I'm going to add some sort of curve to mimic that petal. And I'm just going to go around the sunflower, doing this to all 3 sunflowers. So now I've done my top one, I'm going to do the same for these sunflowers here. Because this one is on its side, I want the petals this side to be quite smaller, because we're viewing them more from the side. And then as they come out to the side, I want them to be much longer. And then moving on to this sunflower. And I really want this painting to be like an impressionistic painting, so I'm not going to make it super realistic or lifelike. I want really to feel the sunflowers more and sort of get the spirit of the sunflowers and the feeling that they invoke, rather than an exact replica of the photograph. And for me, this is what impressionistic painting is all about. It's sort of putting that image through your own filter and then capturing that on paper or canvas. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse off my brush so that it's clean. And now I'm just going to wait for that layer to completely dry. Lovely, so once that layer's dry, now I'm going to go in with some yellow. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing with it on the tip of my brush, and this time I'm not going to do the whole of what we've just done because I don't want to overlap all of it, but we're going to go in and add some details. So using that same motion with my brush, this is now going to like pick up some little highlights, and it's going to add a total new dimension to our painting. So sometimes I'm taking that petal all the way to the center, and other times I'm just popping it along the edge so that it's like a little highlight. Okay, lovely. I'm going to do the same on the other sunflowers as well. don't worry too much about the centre of the flowers because I'm going to be going over those at the end, just to redefine them. Okay, lovely. I'm going to rinse out my brush. So next I'm going to take my smaller round brush and I'm just going to pop some water on that so it's damp. So it's not soaking wet, but it's just a little bit damp. And next what I'm going to do is take the orange and I'm going to mix this with a little bit of the yellow ochre. So it is a yellow ochre, but it's just slightly a bit more orangey than the colour that we used in the beginning. Kind of a mixture between these two. And what I'm going to do is sort of go around the insides of the sunflower. And then I'm also going to take that just in the center as well, going around. Lovely, and then wash out your brush. So next I'm going to take some of the raw umber again, and we're going to redefine that centre bit. Centre, so I'm taking my small brush, just going to work in little brush strokes going all the way around. Just to redefine that sunflower. And I'm also going to just dot that paint into the centre as well. So just using little brush strokes and dots, taking that centre outside to the petals. Okay, lovely, and then I'm going to rinse off my brush. So the last thing that I want to do to my sunflowers is add a nice highlight. So I'm going to take some of the yellow and add some white. So I've got a really nice, lovely light yellow. And so taking this, I'm just going to add in some little highlights on the flowers. So particularly on the edges, I'm just going to draw on some of those lovely highlighted lines that you can see. And some of those can even go into the center of the sunflower. And then moving on to the last sunflower. You can see that it sort of just ties in all those tones together. And the more highlights and lowlights and little bits of colour that you can add here and there, the more realistic it's going to come together. And this is why I love doing impressionistic flowers rather than sketching it all out exactly and planning exactly what I want to do, because I really like just letting my brush have the freedom to create these petal shapes. Okay, lovely. I'm going to rinse off my brush. Now we're going to pop in some of the stalks. So taking my sap green, I'm going to add just a little bit of raw umber. So it's a darker green. And I'm going to pop in my stalks. Sunflowers have quite thick stalks, quite bulky. might add just a few little leaves in there as well. So I'm going to add a bit of raw umber just in the shadowed part, so where the stalk might not get much light. And then for the background, I'm just personally, I think, going to use white, but you can use whatever background colour you like. You could go for a pale green. I kind of like white because I think it's such a bright colour that it's nice to just have that as the focus. But feel free to add, you know, pinks or greens, whatever sort of background colour that you like. So using the white paint, I'm just going to weave my way in and out of the sunflower petals. Creating a bit of texture. Okay, and there we have it. There is my acrylic painting of sunflowers. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future videos. It also really helps the YouTube algorithm to get my videos seen with every like, subscribe, and comment, so let me know in the comments what tutorial you would like to see next. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, I will link to my Patreon page in the description box where you can come say hi. Tag me in if you post your creations online, I'd love to see them, and I'll see you in the next video.